We are going to go ahead and get started. Once again, I want to say thank you for joining the ACERTUS recruitment webinar today. We do appreciate so much you taking a few moments out of your day to learn a little bit more about ACERTUS, who we are, what we do, as well as opportunities that we have. So like I said, thank you so much for joining. My name is Erin Williams. I am the Senior Talent Acquisition Specialist here at ACERTUS. I've been with the company a little over 2 years, and I lead recruiting efforts throughout the organization, both in the United States and in Canada, for corporate and more administrative positions. I certainly couldn't do what I do without a team. And so I do have two team members here joining on the call. Abby Smith and Mallory Clark work with me directly, and I would like to take a moment to have them introduce themselves.
Hi everyone, my name is Abby Smith. I am the HR coordinator here at ACERTUS. I of course work with Erin on the talent acquisition team. I work throughout the United States with more of administrative side of hiring on all three of our service lines and also our field offices.
Thank you, Abby. Mallory?
Hi everyone, I'm Mallory Clark. I am a talent acquisition specialist. I actually just recently joined ACERTUS at the end of August, so I'm still learning a lot, primarily focusing on the title and registration side of things, but definitely diving into a little bit more of the business. So learning a lot, but definitely excited to be here, and I'm excited to join you guys today.
Thank you. Well, let's dive right into our presentation today. So, all right. So this is what we'll be going over today. Certainly, you're going to learn a little bit more about ACERTUS, like I said, who we are and what we do, this company with this kind of strange name, why it's so cool to work for us, what are some things that we have going on that may pique your interest. Current opportunities, that you may find on our careers page, as well as we'll have a few moments for questions and answers should that come up, as well as key takeaways and then next steps for you, especially if you are interested in potentially working for ACERTUS.
So some of today's objectives are going to be really gaining a knowledge of what ACERTUS does, really learn a little bit more of exactly what we do as a company. And by no means do you have to be a supply chain expert to work for us, but it is a little bit nice to know somewhat about the business and really how we can provide that entire life cycle of the vehicle. Then understand the types of opportunities that we do have, maybe what we have open currently, and also what we look for overall on a regular basis. And then knowing really what it takes to be successful at ACERTUS, some ideas of really what we look for in candidates at us to work for ACERTUS, and really what can make your skills a great fit for us. And then learning how to apply, so you can keep updated on what positions open up and what we currently have open. So this slide is going to give you a little bit more of an idea of what a standpoint from a customer's point of view to us. So a single source to lighten your load, a technology-driven automotive logistics and services company focused on solving complex problems throughout the life cycle of a vehicle. ACERTUS will help you do more, worry less, and get back to business by comparing comprehensive services with powerful proprietary technology. So like I said, this is really a good idea of what we can do for customers and how we can help them do more, worry less, and get those vehicles to their destination where they're needing them. I really want to highlight that technology-driven automotive logistics company. Something that we really pride ourselves on at ACERTUS is that we are such an innovative type of company. Technology, IT, everything that goes along with it is something that is super important to us, to really ensure that we are providing the best possible service to our clients and also our employees. So we are so committed to this actually that in the recent months we've actually grown in our headquarters office to actually take over the building that was next door. And this is now called the Innovation Lab. So in this Innovation Lab, it's really an area for our IT department to be able to share ideas, do things, and really provide those services so we can make sure that we're really ahead of the game when it comes to technology. Something that our CEO always says is that if you can track a $5 pair of socks, you can definitely track a $30,000 car that is going to be shipped to you or a different location.
So let's talk a little bit about our comprehensive services. And the best way to really kind of break down ACERTUS and how we accomplish this is to really speak to our service lines. So we have three main service lines throughout ACERTUS. Those are car haul, which is based in St. Louis, Missouri. We have a drive away service line, which is based out of Alpharetta, Georgia, as well as a title and registration campus, which is in Lenexa, Kansas. What we do out of car haul is vehicle transportation. So car hauling, we work directly with car haulers all across the country. We have a really extensive network of carriers who haul vehicles for us. And so through our team of dispatchers here, they are able to move on average of over 1,100 vehicles a day throughout the United States. These vehicles are coming directly from the original car manufacturer, so that brand new vehicle that's coming off the assembly line, or it could be that vehicle that's on the aftermarket or maybe the used car side of the business, where we are working with dealerships and dealership groups, or we're working with the fleet management and rental car companies, as well as working directly with personally owned vehicles, so working with individuals to move their vehicles across country as well. You know, if it has wheels and can go on a car hauler, we really can be your main source of that vehicle transportation. Drive Away is, like I said, based out of Alpharetta, Georgia. And within Drive Away, they're a little bit unique in that you will see the care service aspect, compliance services, the vehicle storage, last mile delivery as well, and even it's parts of title and registration. So throughout our Drive Away service line, we actually have over 50 office and storage locations. At these locations, we are storing vehicles. Our employees are ensuring that they're safe and secure. We do provide services, so we work with the customer to ensure that if it is noted that this vehicle needs emissions testing, does it need an oil change? Is it due for new tires? We ensure that that is completed, and then through our team of drivers, we then deliver those vehicles to someone's front door. So we're just doing transportation, but a little bit differently on Drive Away. Typically, we're doing a lot of fleet vehicles, but more and more, the last mile delivery aspect is really taking off. So you may have heard this, especially now with everything that is going on with the pandemic, that people aren't buying vehicles from dealerships like they used to. If they can buy it from the comfort of their home, on their computer or their phone, a lot of customers like to do that. And so the last mile delivery aspect is our way of supporting those companies that offer that service. And Drive Away really does help in that in a lot of the locations. You'll find Drive Away offices in most major cities. Excuse me. And so these companies, we can definitely provide that service for these companies. And then last but not least is title and registration. And so certainly we know that vehicles have to have title and registration. And through our team, we can then process various aspects of the TNR process within the United States. So whether it's initial title and registration for a brand new vehicle, or it's some other step in the TNR process, we can do that. And certainly on a mass level, we are working with customers who have, fleets of vehicles that really need that service. And so really, as you can see, all of these services would be something that a vehicle at some point or another through its life cycle will need. And so that is really what makes ACERTUS different, is that we can provide all of these services under one roof. You do not have to go anywhere else for us to provide these services to you. So now let's talk about why ACERTUS is a great place to work. So one of the things that ACERTUS tries to do is really be competitive when it comes to compensation. We really take into account job duties, location, responsibilities, and try to be as competitive as possible when it comes to compensation. We also are very in tune with people and their lives, and everybody has goals and things that they're working towards. So we do have a 401k with a generous company match there. So that is something that is really, really key for us. Certainly, everybody likes to have their time away from work, and we are very much a company that is work hard, but then we also play hard as well. So we understand that everybody needs that balance more so now than ever. So we really do have a generous PTO policy as well as separate sick leave. And like I said, we do recognize throughout the company 7 paid holidays. The Emerging Leader Development Program is something that is near and dear to our CEO's heart. So we are a fast growing company. We started in 2010 with 10 employees and now have upwards of 800 employees across the US and in Canada. And so one of the things that we always try to do is to identify talent that is already working within the organization. The Emerging Leadership Development Program is a way to really identify high performing candidates and be able to expose them to various aspects of the business. So, for example, we have an employee who has really worked on all of the service lines, and that is the goal, to really expose them to see how Car Hall interacts with maybe Drive Away and how Drive Away and TNR interact, and to really give them a bigger understanding of the business, with ultimately the goal of them, becoming future leaders within the organization. Along with kind of the emerging leadership program, we do have tuition reimbursement. So this is something that I know our CEO is really also stands behind. We are all about not only professional growth, but personal growth as well. So for people who are looking to continue their education, or they have interest in getting certifications or taking certain courses that would not only make them an asset to ACERTUS, but for them personally, that is something that we are on board with and are very supportive of. And then last but not least is one of my favorite parts is the casual dress code. So what's better than not having to think about what you have to wear when you have to go to work? We are a relaxed atmosphere. Jeans and t-shirts is the norm, baseball hats. It is a very relaxed environment when it comes to the dress code. And it really lends itself to us being that, fun atmosphere. You're not worrying about what you have on. Do you look okay that day? You're able to really focus on your work while you're here, and make that most important as opposed to, what everybody is wearing. And that really lends itself to our culture as well. One of the other things that I really enjoy about ACERTUS is that we're very, very much team-based and collaborative. So no man is an island, and that is very huge to us, that we keep that we are friendly, we are genuine, we are welcoming and warm, all while having fun and getting, very important work done. And then last but not least, two things that we're really proud of are Inc. 5000 recognition, and then our Veterans at Work certification. So the Inc. 5000 is an entrepreneurial magazine, and they certainly, are reviewing companies, or in the know. And for 2 years now in a row, we have been voted one of the fastest growing privately owned companies in the US. So that is a huge feat. We're extremely proud of that. Having it year one was awesome. Having it for 2 years in a row has just been fantastic for us. And so we're really, really proud of that, that in spite of the challenges within the market and certainly everything that is going on, we're still continuing to do well and are still moving forward, which lends itself to the different opportunities that we do have within our company. And then the Veterans at Work program is something that, you know, the HR team took on late last year. So we all went through a certification program to become like a more veteran-friendly work environment. So we know that, you know, our military men and women have awesome skill sets and sometimes aren't always given the opportunity to really prove themselves in a civilian environment. And we recognize that their skill sets lends itself to multiple positions within our organization. So it is something that we recognize, we support, and love to have our veterans and military hires join our team.
So I'm going to talk a little bit more about the ACERTUS opportunities that on a regular basis that we look for. So I'll start off with our operations side. So this can be across our service lines in our St. Louis office to our Alpharetta office and also our field offices across the country. So I'll start off with our St. Louis office. Roles that we are always looking for new talent in would be our dispatch team. So these dispatchers are working with the car haulers and carriers day in and day out to ensure that those vehicles are getting delivered to their destination. Really using that technology that we had to ensure that it's a very streamlined process of getting that vehicle from point A to point B. We also have a care team that is going to be working with carrier relationships throughout their time working with us. So making sure that those carriers are getting taken care of. We are building those relationships and taking care of them because without our carriers, of course, we wouldn't be able to move the vehicles that we move. And then on our order entry side, this is going to really start the process of getting those vehicles to where they need to go. So this is going to be the start of the process, getting those orders in so that the dispatch team can get those out to carriers. And then talking a little bit more about our field locations. So across the United States at these different locations, we look for dispatchers. These are called local dispatchers, what the difference between the local dispatchers and the dispatchers in St. Louis would be that they're really on site working with the drivers. So we have local drivers that work for us that are our employees that deliver vehicles to 100 to 200 miles out locally. So they're working on site with these drivers, making sure that those vehicles are getting prepared, ready, and into those drivers' hands so they can get them to their destination. And then also we have our service coordinators at those different locations. So this position is going to be working on the lots. Really, organization skills is huge in what we look for in this role. So working on those lots, ensuring that these vehicles are getting taken care of, making sure that the compliance issue is all getting taken care of so that when the vehicle is ready to be delivered, they have it there ready for the driver to take and it can be delivered to its destination. And then I'll talk a little bit more on our finance and accounting. So this can be across each of our service lines. So anything from car haul, title and registration, and driveway. So we look for roles in both of our billing department and then also in our claims side. So our claims side will work mostly with our car haul team, and then also our driveway team. And then touching base more on our sales department. So roles that we look for in our sales department can be anything from an account representative role and then also an account management role. So in these roles, we really look for someone who is extremely customer focused because they are calling these customers, getting to know them, and understanding what services they really need. Really having that go-getter mentality is definitely important, not scared to pick up that phone and talk to those customers, wanting to go out and get that business with them and provide any services that we have and letting them know what we can offer them. And really being a team player. Something that we really pride our sales team on is that it's not that whole stereotypical idea of like a cutthroat type of environment. It's extremely team player atmosphere. The person next to you will drop whatever they're doing to really help you out. So that's something across all of our service lines that we look for, and especially in our sales team. And then last but definitely not least is our client services side. So this is extremely important, and this is also across each of our service lines. Customer service is something that is extremely important to ACERTUS and is definitely a top priority. So whether it be in car haul with having a client service facing role, making sure that these customers are aware of where those vehicles are at in the, on their route, keeping in contact with drivers and customers, letting them know, keeping information on both sides to keep updates going. And then also on our T&R side, so letting them know if there's any type of issues that come up or if there's any questions, providing them all those questions and answers that they might have. And then, of course, on our driveway side, with working with these fleet management companies, being aware of where all their vehicles are at is definitely a big part of this role as well. So you can give them, whether it be a report or a phone call, email, letting them know where those vehicles are at, when they can expect them to be delivered. Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit more about really what we look for in candidates. So we did talk about, Erin talked a little bit more about that team-based environment. We really look for people to have that collaborative mindset. We want people to come in and really want to work with the team, being able to bounce off ideas, talk with the team, come up with new ideas, and not be scared to share them. Something that we always say is that we're not the type of company that says, oh, that's how we've always done it, so we're going to keep doing it that way. Not at all. We want to hear those ideas and we act on them. If it's going to really streamline the process and create a better process, ultimately, we really want to hear those ideas. And being able to work with the team and bounce ideas off of each other is definitely really something we look for in someone that's not scared to do so. And then enjoying a fast-paced work environment. With us being a growing company and then also the industry that we're in, it's extremely fast-paced. There's a lot of moving parts, so that makes us have a little bit more of that fast-paced work environment. So I touched a little bit on having that go-getter type of attitude. So this definitely plays into part with this type of skill set. So wanting to jump in and get things done and learn new things and take on the next task. That's something that we really, really look for. Then also open to change. Something that goes along with that fast-paced work environment and with us being a growing company is that new things pop up all the time. So this can be new projects, new roles. We really want people to come in and want to grow and learn and grow with us as a company as we grow even larger. We don't want someone coming in and necessarily having the idea of being stagnant. That's definitely not what we look for. We don't want us as a company to stay stagnant. We want to continue to grow and have people here that want to grow with us. Something that you'll notice on all of our job descriptions that say the personal responsibility to manage change. So this is really huge to have that flexibility and really want to adapt with the changes that come up. Then last, touching on is having a sense of humor. We're an extremely fun work environment. That is something that's so important to us. We love having a culture here that you can joke around and you can have fun and really having that work hard, play hard type of mentality. Yes, we work really hard, but we also have a lot of fun. So joking around, and we always say, don't take yourself so seriously. So really joking around with your team across each of the service lines is always a really good way to show what type of work environment that we do have.
So at this point, I do want to open it up. If anyone has any questions about ACERTUS or any of the roles, we would love to hear from you. And if not, that is okay as well. But we definitely wanted to open up. You could also put questions in the chat. We are monitoring that as well.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Fine. How are you doing?
Great, great. Tell me what positions are open in the Lenexa area.
So in Lenexa right now, we are looking for our client service specialists. So those are those people who are directly working with our clients. They really are kind of the face of ACERTUS to our clients. So we are currently looking for that. We also have like a client services manager, which this role really entails more onboarding with the client, more of that higher level relationship with our clients. But right now, those are the bigger openings, and we do have some of our processor openings as well, people who actually process the title and registration aspect of our work.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. I do see someone that put in the chat, are there one or more remote opportunities open at ACERTUS? We do have some positions that would be eligible for remote work. We have positions in Lenexa, for instance, the client services roles could be remote. Some of our positions in that office, other positions in that office could be remote as well. It really depends on what aspect of the TNR process is needed. But we do, as a company, for the most part, we are working remotely. In our field offices, those people do have to be in the office on a daily basis, but we do have remote opportunities, and we do tend to call that out on our careers page. Are there any additional questions? So we're going to get to where to apply and next steps. Thank you. Abby, if you want to move it to the next slide.
Oh, yes.
And I'll go back to some questions because I see some others popping up, but I do want to let you know where to go for next steps. So our careers page can be found at this address that you see on the screen, acertusdelivers.com/our careers page. And so there you will see all of the current opportunities. Right now we do have quite a few. And also, if you do find that there's nothing that really fits with kind of your experience or your skill set or really stands out to you, that is okay. We do have a way where you can still submit information that can be reviewed with our talent acquisition team. And when we do have opportunities that may align, we can reach out to you directly with those opportunities. So that is certainly where we would love for you to go. Also, connect with us on social media. So we are very active, of course, on LinkedIn. You can follow the ACERTUS company page, Facebook as well. We, are active on there. And so we are really able to interact with you, and certainly you can interact with us on those various platforms. So I see a few questions that I can try to address before we wrap up. I definitely want to be, conscious of everybody's time, and we definitely appreciate the participation. St. Louis area, we do work with drivers. So my team does not directly deal with drivers. However, we do have a lot of driver opportunities as well, and you can certainly put your information into that lead section of the careers page, and some of the driver recruiters can reach out to you that way. If you do want to apply for multiple positions, yes, you can submit separate applications for multiple positions. Absolutely, Sherry. And then the pay is just going to vary on the position. Certainly we have some positions that would be considered more kind of entry level, all the way up to someone who's mid to senior level and above. So it really just depends on what that position is. So I would like to really, on behalf of myself and my team, would really like to thank you for spending a few minutes of your day with us. We appreciate you having an interest in ACERTUS, and certainly look forward to you connecting with us, applying for positions. And I see a question. If you've already applied, we do review applications, and so we do reach out should it be a fit and we want to move to the next step. But once again, thank you so much, everyone. We appreciate you and look forward to hoping to see you come through the ACERTUS careers page. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.